Garrett, your team accomplished so much this season. 20 wins, state playoffs, first state playoff win. What do you think you're going to remember most about this year?
Just a special group of kids that I had a chance to coach my first year at Mifflin. I mean, these kids were so dedicated and committed to the game of basketball. Their love for basketball, love for one another, and able to play with each other. It was such a good group of kids on the basketball court, off the basketball court. They did great things for the community and the youth program.
You had a big senior class. How much are you going to miss all of those guys?
Yeah, we had, we ended up with 8, I think, left, or 7 seniors on the team. Each kid had given something to our program all year. I'll miss every single one of them. They'll go on to do great things. But I had a special connection with each one of them.
Third game of the year, you took Cumberland Valley to overtime, who was a defending district champ. And then right after that, you beat Muhlenberg and Berks Catholic back-to-back. I mean, that was early in the year, but I'm wondering, how much did that stretch give your team confidence moving forward?
Yeah, so I think the Cumberland Valley game gave us the thought that, we can compete with anyone in the district. Our scorekeeper, Bob Mochin, he was my 8th grade coach, immediately after the game told me that we could play with anybody. And, the kids, I think, really started believing that, because Cumberland Valley won the districts the year before. They had all the returning starters from the prior year, and we went into overtime with them. And I think at that point is when we really, really started to realize, what we could do. We just went on from there.
When we spoke before the season, you mentioned defense was going to be a priority. Your team gave up 49 points a game, which when you look at your schedule, that's pretty darn good. How happy are you with the way that they guarded?
Oh, extremely happy. I mean, for being an undersized team, we don't really have that big presence in the post or in the paint. But our on-the-ball defense and our help defense was tremendous. I mean, having the speed that we had and just being smart, team defense, help defense, weak side defense, is very good. I mean, 49 points in Division I. It's good that the kids were able to play on both ends, but especially the defensive end that we expected.
Speaking of defense, Stephen Mayo is really elite on that end. Now, just for fun,
right,
if he guarded a young Garrett Etzel,
okay,
who wins that matchup?
All right.
How many are you dropping on him?
Oof, that's tough. His speed, his length, and his athleticism, it could hold me to a little, but I would get double figures on him. I'd still get double figures on him, but he'd be able to hold me down.
Another one for fun. Rank these 3 wins.
Oh, boy, okay.
At Wilson in overtime, which I know was regular season, but that's the big rivalry
Double
here.
overtime.
Yeah, right. Mechanicsburg district quarters, or here against Mount Lebanon in states.
Rank them in order.
Yeah.
As 1 being the best.
1's the best.
All right, let's go with 3 Mechanicsburg,
Okay.
2 Mount Lebanon, and 1 Wilson.
Really? Well, that tells people how big the rivalry is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's always fun. It was, a huge environment. Like it was almost like a state game. The place was sold out, double overtime, with that rivalry. I love Coach Coldren. We go back from when I was playing and he was coaching, and it was awesome. It was really, really cool, and all the 3 games that we played against them were pretty special this year.
Yeah, Matt is getting pretty old. That's an excellent point. Andrew was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, smallest guy on the court most nights, but he could shoot the 3. He ran the point for you. How enjoyable was it to coach him?
Yeah, so he's a great kid. I mean, I heard really good things. I didn't really know too much about him before I came over to Mifflin, but I've seen him play over the summer and knew, that he was a very good point guard. But I didn't know him personally on a personal level, and I didn't really know what his commitment and dedication was to Mifflin basketball. I mean, he lives and dies basketball. Kid loves playing the game. He's a very tough kid. He was, going throughout injuries, throughout the entire season, having multiple injuries, in the training room nonstop, but, it never got to him. But his love for basketball is phenomenal, and he's a very, very good player. He has a lot of passion for the game. He can shoot the ball, he can pass the ball, but I mean, his ball handling and how quick he is is tremendous, and nothing but great things about that kid on the basketball court or off the basketball court.
Ed Kuhn raves about Andrew every time I see him.
Yep.
So, and Mr. Kuhn's seen all the greats around here, so that's pretty high praise.
Absolutely.
I think at this point you could probably run for mayor of Shillington and win. But how special does it make it, not just the season you guys had, but doing it at your alma mater?
Yeah, I mean, it's great, right? Like, I never thought I'd be in a position to be, the head coach at Governor Mifflin. But I'm just truly honored and blessed to be back here, and especially having, this group of kids as my first year, making it a memorable one. But coming back here and, the support from the community is huge. They really gathered around us as we made it into the postseason and throughout the year. But the postseason, we started getting a lot of compliments, a lot of notoriety, and people that I haven't spoken to in 20 plus years were reaching out in text messages, Facebook messaging. Teachers, former teachers that I had at Mifflin, teammates, classmates. It's phenomenal, and hopefully we can keep that going. But it's good to see that Mifflin basketball is given something back.
Last thing again for fun, if you, Reed Hoff, and Dave Argentati have a one-on-one tournament, who wins?
Do we need to answer that? I mean, do you need to ask that? I mean, I'm taking myself. I'm taking myself. So,
that's good to hear. I put Dave third.
You ask Coach A. He's gonna tell you he can shoot it from anywhere. He can kick it in from half court. But no, I'll take myself on that one.
Well, congratulations again on a great season, and thanks for your time.
Awesome. Thank you very much.